Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you, make sure you hit the subscribe button below with the bell so you can get notifications for all the videos that I'm sharing here on the channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today we're going to dive into your month of July. What do you need to know? What messages do the angels have for you, and how can you best navigate this month? And as I take a look at your overall month, I feel like you're going to be going through a process. You're going through a journey. We very much are as a collective going through a journey of exploring what's most important to us, exploring what we need to clear, exploring how we need to bring ourselves into balance so that we can be our best selves. And I think that this is very in alignment with what you guys are working on as well. I do see a release of some things, a release of things that just aren't continuing to serve you on your life path. And this feels to me like you're going to be taking, standing strong in your truth in spite of maybe not feeling like you have that support from the people in your world. This is going to pay off big time, so understand that. But this month might feel more emotional or more of a challenge as you work toward getting yourself back into balance. Any challenges that you're feeling in terms of feeling out of balance is all for the purpose of helping to guide you toward what it is that you need to put yourself into balance. So let's dive in. We're going to take a look at your overarching theme cards to start. And the first card that we have here is the Unity card, okay? So your balance, your strength is going to come from within you, but it's also going to come from your spirituality. And it's going to be really important for you to foster that, to deepen that, to develop that this month, to understand that you really need this. And this might include surrounding yourself with like-minded people who can offer positive, uplifting, spiritual thoughts, can support your way of thinking or your way of viewing the world. This isn't going to be a great month for you to surround yourself with, the rest of the peanut gallery, with the people who have opinions against what it is that you're doing. Because again, I feel as though you really have to go with your soul here. And I do feel like you might get some challenges from outside of yourself in regard to that. So you want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with uplifting people, uplifting energies, with spiritual leaders that you connect with and work with that help you to view the world from a spiritual and light-filled energy perspective, that kind of stuff, okay? So the next card that we have here is the Four of Air reversed. Okay, so this is really saying to me, you need to chill out a little bit. There's some stuff that you've been going. I feel like you're very much, this combined with this Ten of Fire that's next here is very much a burnout energy. You have not honored, this feels like the physical body, but this can also be mentally, emotionally as well. You just feel burnt out to me in a lot of ways. And you need to honor this. You need to honor what it is that you are needing to bring yourself back into balance. In fact, the Ten of Fire can be stress-related health concerns if you don't honor that. So you really want to do your work to get yourself into a higher vibrational, more light-filled place, okay? This is going to be really key for you to feeling better. But what is it that you need to balance? What is it that you need to do? And so often, when we ask ourselves these things, it's about creating a new routine for ourselves. It's about creating some things that we work into our day every single day or as often as possible that center us, that help us, that, this isn't about a short-term fix. This is about doing something consistently every single day or as often as possible to bring yourself, mind, body, and soul back into balance. That feels incredibly key here for you guys. The other piece of this that we want to acknowledge is we have the Addict card reverse. Okay, so there's an addiction that needs to be looked at, that needs to be worked on. This might be a huge part of your finding your way back to balance if you've been struggling with some kind of an addiction. And not all addictions look the same. Addictions can be connected to what we might typically think of with things like drugs, alcohol, prescription meds, those types of things, but they can look like so many different things. They can look like an addiction to food. They can look like an addiction within relationships, being addicted to another person or a feeling or shopping, or, I mean, there's so many opportunities here or options here for when we're talking about addiction. So what is it that is an addiction that you are feeding, that you need to change in some way, and how do you need to get yourself back into a healing space? This is going to be really key in order for you to best navigate this month. It's so important for you to take a look at. It can even be things like work. Are you working too hard? Is this why you're burnt out? Is there a work-based addiction? What are you ignoring? What are you pouring yourself into in order to ignore other things? Because there's some stuff that you've got to face. There's some stuff that you've got to deal with that's going to be really key here. The next cards are connected to challenges, barriers that you might expect throughout the month. And the first one we have here is the 10 of Earth. This is about finding joy in the little things, right? Finding joy in, the stuff that you have on a day-to-day basis. What is it that you can be thankful for, appreciative of? I feel like this whole COVID-19 situation has made us take a look at things in our life and recognize what we have, what we don't have, recognize some of those day-to-day things. But sometimes I feel like we're starting to pull back away from that a little bit as a collective. So what is it that you're thankful for? What is it that you already have? Because the more that you can move yourself into an energy of gratitude, the more likely you are to manifest those other things that you are wanting to manifest into your experience. But you've got to come back to that appreciation for those little things and for the gifts that you do have in your life. And believe me, we all have them. And coming back to that is going to be key in terms of manifesting better things for you and raising your vibration. The next card that we have here is the Two of Fire reversed, okay? So this may be a conflict within a partnership. Oftentimes, Two of Fire is like a work contract, a work relationship, or some kind of a contract. This can be a release from a contract, a change in a contract. What I'm feeling, though, on the energy here is like maybe you're walking away from a partnership or from a potential partnership, or you're seeing somebody, and this doesn't have to be connected to work, but you're seeing somebody for who they are, or that it's time to shift away from that, or change that dynamic, change that relationship in some way, or completely clear it out of your life. And so this energy is going to exist within your energy this month, and understand that this is a clearing that needs to happen, that's important to happen in order to allow you to move forward. In fact, I feel like on some level there's like a relief that comes with that as you choose to, as you allow yourself to let that go. The next card that we have here is the Page of Fire reversed. And the Page of Fire reversed is maybe feeling like, okay, I don't feel like I have a lot of new work-related opportunities coming my way, or a lot of new good vibes in connection with the work that I'm doing, in connection with the things that I'm putting my time and energy into. I'm just not feeling it, and I'm wanting a fresh energy. I'm wanting something new. So again, I want you to come back to like, what is it that you have? What is it that you appreciate? And then putting out that energy of what is it that I would like to have? Where do I want to go next? What are those opportunities that I want to have come my way? What is that energy that I want to pull into my experience? Don't buy the lie of focusing on what you currently have going on as like the way that it always has to be. That is present for you to show you that you can make some changes. And that starts with finding gratitude, and then setting intentions for where you want that energy to go, and then trusting in divine timing, because there is such a thing as divine timing when we're talking about manifestation. And we are trained to want instant gratification on things, right? But this is not the way that it always works. And sometimes we can manifest things instantly, but sometimes we have to have a little bit of patience and a lot of faith to allow it to come through. If you can shift into that faith, I think that you're going to see some of these opportunities manifesting for you that you have been hoping for. The next card that we have here is the Advocate card, okay? So I feel like there's something within you that's feeling like it needs to advocate for others, or maybe you've been avoiding that part of yourself that likes to advocate for others, and you want to make sure that you're taking those opportunities to advocate and to advocate with love, by the way, because we can sometimes advocate in such a way that it's like we're like a bulldog, and we're not really getting the message across when we are trying to advocate for others in an aggressive way. So how do we do that in an assertive way? How do we honor that advocate within? So that's going to be key here this month. Look for opportunities to advocate for others, whether it's little things, just within personal relationships, within work relationships. Watch for those opportunities. The next cards that we have here are connected to the gifts that you can expect here in this month. So the first thing is a renewal, right? The renewal card reversed, and this is you kind of taking a pause, but then understanding that it's time to move in a new direction. You will either choose it yourself or you will be redirected. And I want you to recognize that when you are redirected, if you don't choose this yourself, that this is for your highest and best good, and trust that. And it can be something little, it can be something big, but understand that you are being redirected for a reason, for a purpose, and that this is the universe looking out for whatever you need for your highest and best good. So trust it. The universe always gives us what we need, not necessarily what we want. And so sometimes it can appear as though, God, the universe is against me or wants to block me. And that's not the case. You are always being cared for. You are always being protected. And so keep asking for that. Keep asking for that support. Help support me through this transition as I change directions, as I shift, as I grow, and or as I make this decision to make this change for myself. The next card we have here is the Eight of Air, and this is kind of why I feel like maybe that change might be made for you in a lot of ways. I can think back to several times that I've been interacting with people, and they've been talking about how they really want to leave their job and they have this vision of what they want to do, but they just can't quite get themselves to that place where they're willing to take that leap of faith. And so something happens where that business that they worked for closed down, or they get laid off, or I've even seen the experience of people getting fired. And this is what I'm talking about, where the universe just steps in and gives you the opportunity that you need to give you that extra push that you need to move forward. So you can focus on being let go and how awful that is, and all of that, or you can focus on how this is a opportunity that the universe is providing for you. So trust that. If a relationship ends and you're sad about it, of course be sad about it. Of course have your emotions about it, but also recognize that this is creating space for something better to come along. Because we have this Eight of Air energy, and the Eight of Air energy is like you're not as stuck as you think you are. There's an illusion of being trapped. There's an illusion of being stuck, and the universe is going to step in and help with that. The next card that we have here is the Two of Earth reversed. So again, this is saying to me things are out of balance. You are out of balance. You need to find more balance in your life, and you need to find more time to be more playful. This can also specifically be connected with finances, money being out of balance. So you may want to take a look at that. How can I make some better choices to set myself up for a more solid foundation moving forward in regard to my finances? So you might want to take a look at a couple of things in regard to that. It's an opening to allow you to make some changes, make some shifts that might be more challenging in the short term, but are going to help you in the long term. The last two cards here, I pulled two cards I had come out of the deck here with the archetype cards that we pulled, and the first one is Companion. So I think that through all of this, as you find your balance, being open to allowing a companionship to come in whatever form it wants to come in. It can come in the form of animals. It can come in the form of friendships. It can come in the form of a love interest, but allow yourself to be open to this companionship that I think is going to be a really nice balance here for you. And this last card that we have here is the Gambler card. So I see you if you're ready, if you are, standing on the edge of this cliff getting ready to take a leap of faith, that you take a leap of faith this month. And this Gambler is like just trusting. It's like a blind faith. It's trusting in what you know to be true or what you see as a vision for yourself. The card itself says a willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. So again, we've really got to disconnect from that peanut gallery and not allow that to make our decisions for us. Make your decisions from your soul. Those are your messages for the month of July. I'm Christy Forsyth. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button below. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.